Howdy folks, how you going? Rob here. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Welcome back to the regulars. Great to have you all here. Today we're not out in the wilderness. We're in my driveway, unfortunately, but doing some modifications and adding some accessories to the roof rack. And I thought I'd talk you through it and show you a few brands and a few tricks of what I'm getting up to here. So, for those of you who are regulars, you'll know that I run the Maxtrax on the side of the roof racks here using the Racksbrax HD Hitch. Now, it has been absolutely fantastic. So quick and easy to get these things on and off between trips. If you're running into town, you need to get the height of your truck lower. Easily within 5-10 seconds, you've got them off your car, no mucking around. However, I've come across two little problems. One being the height of my garage. So what I mean by that is the garage sits at just over 2 meters high. The Ranger sits pretty damn close to it with the roof rack and the brackets on there at the moment. And the Maxtrax with the current Racksbrax HD Hitch, the way that mount sits, has to sit a little bit lower to be able to get into the garage when I take the Maxtrax off. And the fallout from this is that the Maxtrax actually sit a little bit lower on the roof rack, which creates this problem. Let me show you. It actually gets in the way of the door opening. Now, the Racksbrax mount does have different placed holes on the back of it, so you can adjust the height of it. However, this comes back to my original problem of not being able to fit in the garage. If I start moving that bracket higher, I won't actually be able to fit in the garage because of the location of those pins, of those holes. So, my way around this is Racksbrax actually have a HD adjustable bracket. Now, this is going to hopefully fix all my problems in this department. So today we're going to swap out the current L bracket from Rhino rack that's up there, that usually is meant for their awnings and things, which I've used to put the current Racksbrax on to hold the Maxtrax up. Swap that out, put the HD longs on the side here, which gives you a heck of a lot more height options. So you get sort of in between heights compared to just the normal 3 or 4 positions you get on the HD Hitch. So this will allow a lot more flexibility in positioning of the height of the actual bracket. And so hopefully we can push the actual HD Hitch higher, just fractionally, so it clears the door when you open and close it. And so obviously now by doing this, we've freed up a couple of brackets, because these brackets are going to replace the current L brackets that's holding up the Maxtrax. So I thought, what else can we do here? I know, let's buy an awning. Now, those of you who are regular viewers will know that I don't have a canopy on the ute. I've just got the tonneau cover. Now, I'd love to get a canopy, but it is a space cab, and canopies, look, they're not the cheapest thing in the world, are they? So I will eventually like to get one, sooner rather than later, but again, it's all a dollars thing, guys. They're so expensive. The really good quality ones out there just cost a bucket, and rightfully so. There's a lot of great options out there for canopies, but at the moment, I'll just show you. Yeah, it is just the open tonneau cover here. Again, I'd love a canopy, but yeah, hopefully soon. So the plan here is to grab the L brackets that are holding up Racksbrax mounts at the moment, pop them on the back here, and then chuck the awning across the back. That way giving me a bit of shelter from the sun and any rain while I'm out camping, to cover up the tonneau, because my fridge lives in here, my dual battery, my camping gear, all the rest of it. And at the moment, if it rains, it's only got the tonneau cover covering it. So I'd love to get that awning out and over the top of it. And this is it here, the one from June, 2 meters by 2.5 or something like that. Anyway, enough talking about it. Let's do it. Alrighty, step one, get rid of the old brackets. Now, as you can see, I actually put spacers in there as an attempt to try and get this bracket a little higher to help with the door situation, but it just wasn't working. So hopefully with the longer brackets from Racksbrax, this will fix it. Now I'm going to leave the original mounts in here and see if I can just use them again. Anyway, we'll see how we go. Time for the new brackets. Just a super quick unboxing, guys, of what you get in the box. So I try to do this one-handed. There we go. So I have opened this already, guys, but you get one plate. There we have the actual long bracket itself with the adjustable side height. Obviously a second one in here. There we go, nice little Racksbrax logo on the side, it's very sexy. Another mounting plate that will attach to the actual Racksbrax HD hitch and all the nuts and bolts you could need. And that's the kit. All right, let's chuck it on. Now obviously guys, you're going to want to measure out the exact distance you need for things like your Maxtrax and your awning. I've got the benefit of already having them set. If you want to see how I actually measured it out the original time when I put the first set of Racksbrax on, I'll put a link up in a video for the actual Racksbrax HD hitch review that I put together and how it all works and the mounting and all that sort of stuff. I'll put it up in a card on the corner there and in the description below. But I have the luxury of knowing where the center point is. I'm going to use this again and pop this straight on. So here we go. Alrighty. Now I'd like to just put a washer in there, but first I need to put a second one on that second channel here. So let me just grab that. Another cool feature here guys is that you can actually slide the bracket in and out, as in left and right, so you can have it sticking out a bit or you can have it up nice and tight to the roof rack depending on what you want to mount, all that kind of thing. Very, very cool. And I always just drop a washer in before I put on the nut. And then we'll tighten him up. Alrighty, now that we've got the bracket on, it may be tempting to put the plate straight on and then start worrying about the HD hitch. However, you want to put the hitch on before you put the bracket on. That's a little hot tip for you. Now guys, I've already done a unboxing and a little setup video on the Racksbrax itself, so make sure you check out that video. This is the same kit, just a new one. Nuts and bolts. This section here is what mounts to your Racksbrax, to your Maxtrax, sorry. And this here is the actual backing plate. So you can see there a couple of mounting points, and by having the HD long hitch here, you'll be able to get a lot more difference in height, which will be able to keep those Maxtrax from stop hitting the door and also to keep parking in the garage. All right, let's put these on. So as you can see guys, it is a perfect fit for the mount. And the screw holes there at the back, which I'll put in now. Easy. Once you've attached the bolts as so, you'll find you'll be able to mount it at whatever height you desire. All right, that's next. Now I hope the sun behind my head here isn't too bad for the camera, but I just wanted to show you how I'm going to mount it here. Obviously have it the right way up, Racksbrax facing down, and I'm just going to mount it to the top. So I'm just going to go through one at a time and chuck them on. And always with a washer. Now you'll notice that when you go to do the bottom ones, if you just straighten it up, get it nice and straight, you'll find the corresponding hole that it lines up with. And obviously, just push it through. So these are Allen key screws, guys. So I'll just grab the Allen key and we'll tighten them up. And job done. We'll just do the second one and we'll be ready to throw the Maxtrax back on. See the difference? Now, just as a bit of a side note, guys, you can, if you don't want it flush, 90 degrees with your car, and you want it on an angle, I know some guys like their Maxtrax and things on an angle, you can actually do that. So for example, if I go the third hole down, you'll see that if I tighten all that, it'll be on an angle. Personally though, I like mine straight up and down as I drop the nut. So I'll have mine sitting at 90 degrees, which slots into that one. Perfect. But just plenty of options with this mount, guys. It's absolutely awesome. Make sure to remember to put the locking pin on, just glides onto there like a key ring, and you'll be able to lock your Maxtrax or your awning or whatever you're using it for in place. All right, pop that on now. Beautiful. Now that we've got the locking pin attached, there's only one thing left to do, and that's chuck the Maxtrax on and see how much height clearance we've now got from the door. All right, let's have a look. Now, I've already gone through the Racksbrax mount on the Maxtrax here and how I've done this. This is the Racksbrax Maxtrax mount as well that you can get, but if you want to see that in detail, how I attached all these, make it so it sits nicely on the Ranger, check out the other video like I mentioned before. I'll pop it in the description below and also in the card again at the top there. You'll be able to see how that goes on. It's a very, very detailed instruction, that one. But anyway, we're at the point now where we can pop these back on. Oh, perfect. Absolutely awesome. And I'll tell you what, it looks pretty tough like that too, I reckon. Very, very cool. Now, when you don't want to have the Maxtrax running around on the roof, we do have a blanking plate. Racksbrax provide you with a blanking plate. Keeps it looking nice and schmick. I'll give you a quick look at that. Obviously with the big hole it looks a little bit ugly, so you put the blanking plate in, pop the pin back in, same on the back one, pop that in. That looks very smart now when you're driving around town and you don't want your Maxtrax on. Still looks pretty cool. And that's the finished look, guys. So I think it's absolutely amazing. A Brizzy company, Australian company, owned, manufactured, the whole lot here in Australia. Absolutely awesome. This bracket is rock solid. Absolutely fantastic. I'm not worried about the weight of Maxtrax or anything else I hang on this side now. Obviously stay within the load rating of your roof rack. It looks awesome. It's functional and it works and it's got the height right for me and I can still get in the garage, which is absolutely awesome. Now we are going to move on to the awning at the back. And obviously I want the awning to come out and over to cover things like my fridge and stuff from the elements. Obviously until I get a canopy like I was saying. However, what I'm going to do is use the old Racksbrax here from the old mount before I got that new bracket. But we're going to leave that for another video, guys. We're going to do that next time, so make sure you like and subscribe and all that sort of stuff, and you'll be able to see the next video when it comes out, the awning going on the back to cover the canopy. We'll check that out. All right, guys, until the next one, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.